Hello again, it's Sarah, and this is my backyard, so welcome. That's my garden. It's my neighbor, he has chickens. Just a couple duplexes here. My fire pit made of cinder blocks, super classy. Actually, my whole garden used to be surrounded by cinder blocks, so the fence is super upgrade this year. So yeah, I just got back from a violet harvest. I harvested flowers and leaves. I can show you here. All sorts of colors. Actually, I got back about an hour ago, so I probably should have done this video right when they were fresh, but I just wanted to talk a little bit about violets as a backyard herb and something that you can probably find on walks in your neighborhood right now if you get out and check it out and try to find some. So there's not a ton of scientific research on violets. I was hoping they would be in this botanical medicine book for naturopaths and medical doctors, but it's not. So there is, however, a lot of magic and folklore associated with them. So looking back at some of these old stories and can kind of extrapolate what violets were used for, and they were often in a spring, they're just a spring nutritious herb, so sprinkled on salads. They were used to like encapsulate the memory of a child, right? So they were planted on graves of children, and so they were known to encapsulate the spirit of youth. And so that's kind of why I wanted to work with violet right now, is because I feel like right now we are going through a time where there's this new normal, right? This new standard, and I think part of that is the innocence, kind of the rosy-eyed lens of the child, at least personally, that we had on the world, right? We kind of thought that some of these systems would keep us safe. Well, it turns out nothing keeps us safe, and it turns out we can actually trust mostly in ourselves, and using herbs as a reminder for that is a really simple way to know that we can trust ourselves and still be connected with each other. And so going outside actually is a perfect way to stay connected to everyone, even though we're really separated right now. So violet is a cooling herb as well. It's almost always cooling, and it grows in shady places and places where the soil is disrupted. I actually harvested a little bit of these a few days ago and put them in avocado oil. So I was gonna do the rest, fill it back up with the violets, flowers and leaves from today. And I found so many unique colors today. I found one color I have never seen before. Yeah, this one. It's like this magenta. I don't know how to explain it, but here's like normally what I see. I had a really pink harvest a couple years ago, and seeing all white flowers is kind of fun. But this year, a lot of these they fade in from purple and white, and sometimes pink too, but a lot of those this year. So I'm going to fill this up. Oh, there's some garlic mustard. I didn't know garlic mustard, so I met garlic mustard today. That was fun. I really like going on walks and identifying a new plant. I think I make that a practice to find something that I don't know what it is and figure it out. And actually today I did that with another plant I didn't know, and I couldn't figure it out, so I have pictures. So that's next on the list. So I already have a lot of tincture of this. I could be using vodka in here. Like, I use 80 proof vodka because that's what's really accessible to me. And I also am just really slow with my medicine generally, so leaving it on the shelf for a year is no big deal to me. but I have plenty of tincture, so I don't need to use vodka right now. So that's why I'm making an oil. So topically, so we know that internally fresh is great. I'm gonna eat this on salad later. Lots of nutrients here. And violet's also in the pea family, so you can kind of tell, right? Like this is, I mean, taste related. Like I'm thinking like pea soup topped with violet flowers would be delicious. And leaves, you know, a little spring salad on the side. I got way off track. Anyway, oh, so I'm using avocado oil this time because I want to make a balm. I want to make, so beautiful. I want to make a violet oil that I can infuse into a salve to make a breast balm, because another thing that violet helps with topically is breast tissue. And so again, we're in this region, right? The heart, I think the will of children, if you could put it anywhere on the body, it might be here, right? That bravery, that just like, and that's another, well, they're all in there now, but the face of a violet flower actually kind of looks like, I'll post about this. I took lots of pictures of the angles of a violet, because the leaves are known as hearts, and the faces, they look kind of like lion faces. You know, you can kind of see it go this way and this way and this way. But there's kind of 5 directions they point in, but then you tilt the flower and then there's kind of 3 directions they point in. And so the violet, the shape alone, depending on your perspective, is so complex, and yet the leaf is still so simple in that it's usually always heart-shaped. And so, yeah, we're in this region of the body, which I think is also where these times are kind of forcing us to come into this region of the body and really listen. And the fucking anxiety is just, it's constricting, and it just clogs up this region of our body, and we can't feel it anymore. You know, we can't breathe, we can't relate, we can't connect on this heart level because the anxiety has completely frozen us, or the sickness has completely frozen us, or feeling the pain of, I mean, if you're on the front lines in the hospitals right now with the coronavirus, it's March 7th, 6th, 7th, it's Wednesday, I think, 2020 right now, today, and you know, there's people actually having to defend what they're seeing in hospitals, because there are also a lot of people who are completely unaffected by this, and even if you are completely unaffected, I mean, honestly, I've been staying home. I've been doing shit like this. I mean, I can't feel guilty for feeling calm right now. And today I feel calm, and at the same time, I have to understand that there are people completely traumatized by this, completely shaken to their core, their life's thrown on track forever. And yet that is the case always, 100% of the time, whether COVID's flying around or not. That is always the case, that if I can choose where I want to be right now, that doesn't change anyone else's perspective anywhere. And yet this situation being what it is has really affected this, because we can't sympathize anymore, it seems. At the same time, I'm seeing a lot of exact opposite of what I'm describing. So I guess that's the point in what I'm bringing to the table as an herbalist. And again, I hear that like my validity is what I bring to the table, but I was just really reminded lately how important it is for herbalists to care for each other, and to really step up and bring comfort to somebody, even if it's yourself. And everyone's an herbalist in that regard, and that if you make yourself a cup of chamomile tea, you're doing it. If you can feel it here and you go, you know, I need to relax this, I need to rub on some heart ease, that's another name for violet, I need to just take a moment and soak in whatever this means for you. I mean, I hate to say essence or energy, but that's the beauty of the shared language of plants, is that, you know, your memory of your flowers in your grandma's backyard are different than the flowers in my grandma's backyard, and it takes us back to when we were first exploring the world, which is what we want to keep alive during this time, which is also what violet helps us do. And another one, the flowers are really they're best right now, and so that's the other thing, is get out there and explore, because blooms don't last forever, flowers don't last forever, they come and they go, and the most we can do is enjoy it and see the beauty that's in our backyard. So have a great rest of your day, and talk to you guys later.